At 69, Jack Sikma finally opens up about the 1987 gambling allegations that shook his career, rumors that he's never spoken about until now. For over 35 years, whispers followed this Hall of Fame center. He was once accused of manipulating game scores for gambling purposes. But did these allegations truly hold any weight? Today, we're diving deep into the truth behind one of basketball's most overlooked scandals. Act 1. Setting the scene. Before we get to those shocking allegations, let's talk about who Jack Sikma really was. This wasn't just any NBA player. Sikma was a revolutionary force who changed basketball forever. Standing at 7 feet tall, Sikma did something no center had ever done before. While other big men stayed close to the basket, pounding their way to points, Sikma stepped outside. He could shoot from anywhere on the court. He had a deadly jump shot that made defenders panic. His signature move, the Sikma move. Picture this. Sikma gets the ball in the post, spins away from his defender, steps back and shoots over everyone. The ball release was so high that nobody could block it. It was unstoppable. Modern stars like Dirk Nowitzki learned from watching Sikma's tapes. But Sikma wasn't just a shooter, he was a winner. In 1979, just his second season, he helped the Seattle Supersonics win their first and only NBA championship. He made 7 straight All-Star teams. His jersey number 43 hangs in the rafters in Seattle. Here's what made Sikma special. He was ahead of his time. Today's NBA is full of big men who can shoot three-pointers. Players like Anthony Davis, Karl Anthony Towns, and Joel Embiid all owe something to Sikma's pioneering style. He was the original stretch big before anyone knew what that meant. His college coach taught him a simple reverse pivot move. Sikma turned it into art. He practiced it thousands of times until it became automatic. When opponents tried to stop it, he'd drive past them for easy dunks. When they backed off, he'd drain jumpers all day long. By 1987, Sikma was at the peak of his powers. He was playing for the Milwaukee Bucks, still putting up great numbers at age 32. Everything seemed perfect for this quiet giant from Illinois. Then the bomb dropped. Act 2, the gambling allegations. It was May 1987, right in the middle of the NBA playoffs. A newspaper in Arizona published a story that rocked the basketball world. The Mesa Tribune claimed they had secret grand jury documents. These papers supposedly showed that Jack Sikma and his teammate Paul Mokeski were involved in a gambling scheme. The accusation was serious. A Phoenix nightclub manager named Jimmy Jordan allegedly met with Sikma and Mokeski before a game. Jordan reportedly gave Mokeski $100 worth of cocaine. Then he told his bartender to bet on Milwaukee to win. The implication was clear. The players were helping gamblers win bets. Other players were mentioned too. The scandal reached into multiple teams. Former Phoenix Suns players were already facing drug charges. Now the investigation was spreading to other franchises. For Sikma, this was devastating news. Here was a player known for his professionalism and skill. He wasn't flashy or controversial. He just played basketball at the highest level. Suddenly, his reputation was under attack. The timing made it worse. This happened right before a playoff game. Imagine trying to focus on basketball when newspapers are calling you a drug user and a cheater. The pressure was enormous. But Sikma didn't stay quiet. Hours before their next playoff game, he and Mokeski held an emergency press conference. Both players were emotional. Mokeski was worried about his family. Sikma was angry about the false accusations. "I left there with no knowledge of anything unusual or wrong going on," Sikma said about visiting the nightclub. He admitted being there with teammates and reporters, but denied any wrongdoing. Both players explicitly denied ever using cocaine or participating in any gambling scheme. NBA Commissioner David Stern issued a careful statement. He said the league had no reasonable basis to believe that there is current drug use or gambling activity by any player named in the articles. The NBA would wait for the grand jury to finish its investigation before taking action. The basketball world held its breath. Would one of the game's most respected players be brought down by these allegations? Would his career be ruined by unproven claims? Act 3. The legend beyond the allegations. As the investigation continued, something interesting happened. The more people looked into the allegations, the less evidence they found. Sikma and Mokeski had strong alibis. their stories matched up. Witnesses supported their version of events. Meanwhile, Sikma kept playing basketball at an incredible level. The 1987-88 season became one of his best. He shot 92.2% from the free throw line that year. That's a record for centers that still stands today. Think about that. A 7-foot man shooting free throws better than most guards. This wasn't luck. Sikma was always special at the free throw line. His career average was 84.9%. He once made 51 straight free throws without a miss. When games got tight, teammates wanted Sikma shooting the technical fouls. He was that reliable. His shooting touch extended beyond free throws. In his final years with Milwaukee, Sikma started taking three-pointers. This was revolutionary for a center in the late 1980s. He made 200 three-pointers in his last 3 seasons. His best percentage was 38% in 1988-89. "You either adapt or die," Sikma once said about adding the three-point shot to his game. He understood basketball was changing. Instead of fighting the evolution, he led it. The gambling investigation eventually fizzled out. No major punishments came from the Phoenix Suns drug scandal. For Sikma and Mokeski, the allegations were never substantiated. No formal charges were filed. No disciplinary actions were taken by the NBA. The whole episode became a footnote in basketball history, but it showed something important about Sikma's character. When faced with serious accusations, he didn't hide. He didn't lawyer up and stay silent. He faced the media directly and told his truth. This courage matched his approach to basketball. Sikma never took the easy path. As a high school player, he was a guard until a growth spurt made him 6'10". Instead of just becoming another big man who stayed near the basket, he kept his guard skills. That combination made him unique. At Illinois Wesleyan, a small college, Sikma dominated. He scored over 2,200 points and grabbed more than 1,400 rebounds. NBA scouts didn't know much about him. When Seattle drafted him 8th overall in 1977, many people asked, "Jack who?" Sikma answered those doubts quickly. As a rookie, he averaged over 10 points and 8 rebounds. By his second year, he was helping Seattle win a championship. The Jack who question turned into, how did other teams miss this guy? His consistency was remarkable. Sikma averaged a double-double for most of his career. He was a double-double machine who rarely had bad games. Coaches loved him because they knew exactly what they'd get every night. Defense was another strength. Sikma made the all-defensive second team in 1982. He averaged over a steal and a block per game during his prime years. At 7 feet tall with guard skills and defensive instincts, he was incredibly valuable. When Sikma retired in 1991, he joined exclusive company. Only 7 players in NBA history have recorded 17,000 points, 10,000 rebounds, 3,000 assists, 1,000 steals, and 1,000 blocks. That group includes Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Karl Malone, Tim Duncan, and other legends. His influence didn't end with retirement. Sikma coached for 11 years as an NBA assistant. He helped develop other big men who could shoot and pass. Recently, he worked with the Toronto Raptors as they won the 2019 championship. In 2019, Sikma received the ultimate honor, induction into the Basketball Hall of Fame. At his ceremony, he chose legends Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Lenny Wilkens, and Wes Unseld as his presenters. These were players he competed against and respected. During his speech, Sikma made an interesting observation. He said the traditional center position is gone away now. This from a man who helped change it. Sikma recognized that his innovations contributed to basketball's evolution. Today's NBA proves Sikma's lasting impact. Centers like Nikola Jokic, Joel Embiid, and Karl Anthony Towns all play with skills Sikma pioneered. They face up to the basket, shoot three-pointers, and make plays like guards. That's Sikma's legacy living on. From facing down false rumors to redefining the center position, Jack Sikma's legacy is nothing short of legendary. The 1987 gambling allegations tried to tear down a career built on excellence and innovation. They failed because the truth always wins. Sikma's real story isn't about unproven accusations from 35 years ago. It's about a quiet revolutionary who changed basketball forever. His Sikma move influenced generations of players. His shooting ability opened up new possibilities for big men. His professionalism set an example that players still follow today. The kid from Illinois who started as a guard became one of basketball's most important pioneers. He won a championship, made 7 All-Star teams, and earned a place in the Hall of Fame. Most importantly, he did it all with class and dignity. When whispers tried to damage his reputation, Sikma stood strong. He let his play do the talking. The allegations disappeared, but his contributions to basketball remained forever.